Okay, so picture this for a second. A radically stripped-down social experience. You open up a site, and there's just nothing to scroll through. No perfectly filtered photos to look at, absolutely no algorithm telling you what you should see next. What if the only thing connecting you to everyone else was just the raw sound of the human voice?
That's exactly what we're digging into in today's explainer. We're looking at Just Twitter. It's a platform that completely throws out the modern social media playbook, operating on one very simple motto: voices, not posts. It's honestly a fascinating pivot back to something incredibly primal. And today we're going to unpack exactly how the mechanics of this platform work to pull that off.
Here's a quick look at our user journey for today. We're going to hit Welcome to the Station, Anonymous versus Registered Accounts, the 3-minute rule, upgrading your experience, rules of the feed, and finally, your data and safety. Let's get right into it.
All right, Section 1, Welcome to the Station. Let's look at how you actually get on the air.
So your very first day on the platform. The core concept here is radically simple. It is all about raw audio and absolutely nothing else. Just Twitter is strictly a voice feed. So, if you're looking to type out a massive rant, share a meme, or post a video, you're definitely in the wrong place. This entire thing is built just for short voice recordings from anyone who has something to say.
And there is literally zero friction to get started. You don't even need to sign up. You literally just open the site, hit start, and boom, you're immediately assigned a random frequency that becomes your own personal station. From there, you just tap to start recording and tap again to stop. It's immediate, it's impulsive, and it's remarkably simple.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anonymous versus Registered. Let's talk about your digital identity.
Because you don't actually have to sign up right away, you're faced with a pretty stark choice about who you want to be on here. You can choose to stay a completely anonymous number on a dial, known only by your random station number. The system asks for absolutely zero identifying information for this. Or you can opt for a registered account where they'll collect a username, an email address, and a hashed password so you can officially verify yourself. Oh, and a quick side note, even if you stay anonymous, you can still let browser or phone notifications ping you when someone replies to your voice, without ever handing over your email address.
But if you do go the anonymous route, you really need to hear this part. When you get assigned that random station, the platform gives you a single recovery code. That's it. There's no password, there's no forgot password link to bail you out. If you log out or clear your browser data, that recovery code is your one and only key back into that station. If you lose it, the account cannot be recovered. Ever.
All right, Section 3, the 3-minute rule. Let's dive into the platform mechanics.
Let's look at the hard numbers driving this thing, starting with 3. 3 minutes is your absolute maximum recording time. The whole philosophy here is no script, no edit. You just hit record, say what's on your mind, and post it. You can't upload some pre-produced hour-long podcast. It really forces brevity and spontaneous thought.
Next up is 7. 7 is the number of days your station can sit inactive before it goes completely dark. If you haven't posted a single thing in a week, your station just simply disappears from the public feed. Now, it's not deleted permanently. If you log back in with your code or password and post something new, you're instantly live again. But this rule keeps the feed hyper-focused on active, current voices.
And the last number is 48, as in 48 hours. That's how fast a ghost station gets purged from the system. Meaning if you open the site, get assigned a station, but never actually gather the courage to hit record and post anything, the system completely scrubs that empty station after 2 days. It keeps the dial perfectly clean.
Section 4. Upgrading your experience. Let's see how you can actually own your station permanently.
Now, if you decide you love it and want to claim your space for good, the platform does scale with your commitment. As you can see, free anonymous stations and upgraded ones can both record and share casts. But upgrading, that shifts you from a temporary burner frequency to a persistent owned digital presence. You get a secure email and password login, so you don't have to stress about losing that single recovery code anymore. You also get to add a custom name, a profile image, a bio, and, as they point out, verified station badges are coming soon.
Which brings us to Section 5, Rules of the Feed, because we really need to talk about the boundaries here.
I really need to emphasize this point because the unfiltered nature of audio means there are incredibly strict boundaries. Everything is public. Seriously, do not voice anything you wouldn't want shared with the entire world. There is no private mode. There are no DMs. Every single clip and every single reply to someone else is visible to everyone, and it's just sorted newest first. Since there's no algorithm curating or hiding things, anyone tuning in can hear you.
Because of that wide open nature, this raw audio feed is governed by some strict, non-negotiable rules. First off, it's for mature users only, as defined by the laws of your country. There is zero tolerance for abuse. You absolutely cannot use the service to harass, threaten, dox, or harm anyone else. Illegal content, the sexualization of minors, and impersonation are completely forbidden. The platform operates as is, and they make it crystal clear. Break the rules, and your content gets pulled, and your account gets suspended.
Finally, Section 6, your data and safety. Let's take a look at the privacy policy running behind the scenes.
In an era where our data is literally currency, how does a voice-only app handle things? It's pretty straightforward, actually. To make the app function, they have to collect your audio, any caption text, engagement data like play counts, and standard server logs like IP addresses and session tokens. But this is strictly for security and abuse prevention, and the audio obviously stays on their servers as long as your account exists, since the feed is public by design. But here is the huge takeaway. Look at what they do not do. They draw a hard line at selling your data to third parties, and they explicitly state they are not listening to your recordings themselves, beyond just what's necessary to moderate reported content.
And because they aren't mass surveilling everyone's audio, they rely heavily on user reporting to maintain safety. If you hear something harmful or illegal, they urge you to use the report button right there on the content, or shoot their abuse team an email with a link. For more severe situations, they also provide some really vital resources. They direct users to local emergency services for immediate danger, the Internet Watch Foundation for child safety issues, and Befrienders, which list local crisis helplines in over 50 countries.
And that wraps up our explainer on how this totally unique platform works. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? In a world that is just so obsessed with highly curated text, flawlessly edited photos, and manipulative algorithms, what would you say into the void if you were just handed a mic? If you had an anonymous station, a strict 3-minute countdown, and potentially the whole world listening, what would you voice? Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.